For tuning in to week 17 and 18 of From Muffin Top to Mountain Top. Hope everybody had an awesome 4th of July in what is a bit of a weird year. We stayed home. The neighborhood, the street I should say, set off some fireworks at the end of a cul-de-sac. I grilled out with some neighbors, so it was a awesome fun time. Definitely good to be at home and just enjoy the festivities here. But I hope everyone had a great 4th of July. In this video, I wanted to share the top 5 favorite parks that I have had the pleasure of actually visiting. But I hope you enjoy. So let me share with you the top 5 favorite parks I've ever had the privilege of visiting. One honorable mention, because I couldn't find the pictures or I would have put it in there, is a super cool park, Watkins Glen State Park in Watkins Glen, New York. You walk through this awesome gorge, tons of waterfalls, super cool park. I wish I could find the pictures, but I think they were on a different phone I had in the past, and they're probably on my computer somewhere. But let me kick it off with number 5. Number 5 is Kings Mountain National Military Historical Park. Really cool place in Kings Mountain, barely in North Carolina, almost in South Carolina. There's about I want to say it's 1.5 to 2 mile battlefield trail. It's not really paved. It's almost like this spongy material that's down. I went on an awesome spring day, pushed a stroller, had the dog with me. It is not a packed place, but it's beautiful. It goes right through the forest. Absolutely gorgeous park, well worth the visit. I would definitely do it on a cool day. I would not want to do it in the middle of summer. But it goes to one of the highest peaks in that area, which isn't all that high. But it is pretty cool because it's got some great views. Number 4 coolest park I've visited has got to be, surprisingly, Congaree National Park. Congaree is such a cool place. This has a boardwalk that goes through a swamp. And you're thinking, oh, a swamp, that's not very cool. It really is pretty cool. The boardwalk is absolutely gorgeous, very well maintained, and just a really cool park. Congaree is definitely a family-friendly place. Really cool to check out. That is in South Carolina. Number 3 on my list is Shenandoah National Park. This is in Virginia. There is a Skyline Drive goes through the center of the park. I want to say it's 105 miles. It actually ends at the northern entrance to the Blue Ridge Parkway. But I could not imagine what it looks like in the fall. It is absolutely gorgeous when we went. We went in the springtime. Actually, it was a Memorial Day weekend, close to summer. But absolutely gorgeous. Did a couple hikes. One, thought I was having a heart attack going up Hawksbill Mountain, which has a 2,000 foot elevation climb. It doesn't sound like much, but when you're this chunky, it is a lot. But an absolutely beautiful park. We hiked to a couple waterfalls. Again, very family-friendly, dog-friendly. That one does have an entrance fee. It's usually $25, but well worth it to maintain such a beautiful place. That part of Virginia is really one of the most beautiful places in the country, in my opinion. Number 2 on my list is one of my favorite places in the state of North Carolina. It is Cape Hatteras National Seashore. People might tell you about Kitty Hawk or Nag's Head. Now, when you get to Whalebone Junction, you definitely want to hang a right down Highway 12 and check out where there's nobody, no houses, no nothing. There is a few towns sprinkled in. You've got Avon and Buxton, Wave, Salvo, So there's a few towns here and there mixed in with houses, but it is mostly just coastline. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful place. One of the coolest drives. It's hard to see over the dunes, but it is just one of the most spectacular drives that you'll take. It's definitely the Blue Ridge Parkway of the coast. We love staying in Ocracoke, which the state has a free ferry that will take you over to Ocracoke. Ocracoke is a small town. I think they've got 600 permanent residents. Not a real big place, but it's just that small town atmosphere. There are no corporate places on Ocracoke. It just has an awesome charm. It's quiet, it's laid back, super awesome place to take the family. My absolute favorite park, number one, again, this is what I've had the pleasure of visiting. I'm sure there is some other places that are much more gorgeous than what I've been able to visit, but I'm just sharing the places that I have visited. Number one on my list would be the Pisgah National Forest. So fun for a family. We went just before we had Brooklyn, and it was awesome. There's a place with 3 waterfalls lined up next to each other. I think it might be a 3 or 4 mile hike to get to all of them. One of them is Hooker Falls. Where do you think I met Alicia? Ha ha. Must edit that out. But Hooker Falls is super cool. Actually got to walk behind the falls. You got to go through the falls to walk behind it, but it's really, really cool. An awesome swimming hole. It may be 6 or 7 feet deep. Current is not very strong. Super awesome place just to hang out and spend a few hours. We also went to Looking Glass Falls, which is right near there. A huge waterfall. Doesn't get a lot of sunlight, so it is freezing cold, but it is such a beautiful place. That one is right next to the road. Really neat place. And then there was Sliding Rock. Sliding Rock is so cool. It's like God made us a playground naturally. But it's just constantly flowing. You just get on your butt and have the water push you down. Even a big old tater like me, it can push down the hill and goes into a nice little pool of water that's about 5 feet deep and cold. But you don't have to swim very far to get to the edge where you can walk, so you're not in cold water for very long. But definitely check these parks out. So beautiful. I just love being out in nature, getting to experience things with the family. I always tell people that's kind of my time when I see God and feel God most, is when I'm out in nature and see what's created, and know that, you can keep the city and have the city and all those man-made creations. I'll definitely take nature over everything else. But I hope you liked my countdown, and hopefully one day Acadia National Park will take number 1 when I get the chance to hike up Cadillac Mountain. Let me give you a real quick update. Weight-wise, the last 2 weeks previously, on the previous video, I had gained a half a pound that put me to 306. This time, I was able to lose 5.6 pounds over the course of 2 weeks. So, a great couple of weeks. I'm at 300.4, so super close to under 300, right on the door of 30 pounds lost. So definitely really great progress. But thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope everybody has a great week.